All right, we're here. This is day three of consistent uploads. I guess today I'm going to show you guys on how did I save $10,000. This is an interesting video today because when I first started work around 18, 19 years old, I was getting paid no wage. I was getting paid every week though. I used to work at a Fresh Direct in the plant. I used to get paid every week. I believe minimum wage because this was like 2019. So I think minimum wage was probably less. It was definitely less than 16. It was definitely less than 16. That for sure. I was getting paid at least like around $400-500 every week, right? That's pretty decent. You know, say for that time, that was actually pretty decent. I was pretty decent. I'm actually proud of myself for that too. But this box right here, obviously there's no cash inside here, obviously, because I took out all the cash and put it somewhere else. But this box was like my very core foundation on how I made $10,000. I know for some people, $10,000 is like a mythical number, and you're like, $10,000, huh? I know. Like it's a lot to take in. Like 10K, it's a lot of money. And if you're very consistent about it, you don't spend on your money, you manage yourself, you have some budget, you budget yourself, you'll be okay for the most part. This is how I do it. For one, now at the time I only now the okay. Let me get this out the way. Do you need a savings account if you're not planning to use it? Now, personally, if you're someone that isn't gambling your way out of misery, or you're not spending your money religiously, then I'll say by all means, yeah, sure. But do know that all your money is digitally there and at a bank. To me, I always found that keeping somewhere physically was always somewhere important. The reason why you want to have some extra cash laid down somewhere, you know what I'm saying, as well, is simply because anything could happen and you may not have the money, but at least you have something here you can look up to and be like, oh wow, I remember like I was doing this for so I remember I put money inside here, you know what I'm saying, as well. I know some people put money in their shoe boxes. I know some people put money in boxes like these and keep it in a very hidden location where no one does know. I know people that keeps it in their pillowcases. I would never recommend it, in my opinion, to never put this out of a pillowcase or under the bed. Like, be for real. Like, keep your money secure. Open up a bank account if you have to at that point. But don't keep it somewhere out in the open where someone could walk in and say, yoink. If you gotta get safe, you know what I'm saying? If you gotta, you know what I'm saying? If you gotta, I don't know, have a open up bank account and put all the extra money there. Do what you gotta do, man. Just be smart about it. Make reasonable financial choices. Don't do any bad habits. Oh, boy. Okay, that was good water. Shit, it's like I hadn't drunk water in a minute. All right. Make smart financial choices. Don't do anything wrong. Every time if you do get paid, I want you actually no even actually no before I even get to that. If you have if you already know, I want you to break down everything what you pay per day and per week and also per month. If you got a budget planner, that works perfectly. But if not, you could put on a piece of paper, you could put this on your notes application, you could go on your Notion, you can go on the notes itself, anything that you could physically type on. I want you to write down things that you have paid per day, week, month, or year. It could be your transportation money, it could be money for your clothes, gym, and all that. Once you start to add the numbers up, and once you go into your little money pocketbook, and once you kind of do the math, you realize that oh shoot, you're either spending a lot of money or very little. Things that you may not even need, or things that you think you need, but in contrary. belief. I'm not saying that. Look, man, I'm not here to tell you what you can do with your money because at the end of the day, it is your money, it is your income. You know what I'm saying? You do what you sees best, but the last thing I don't want you to do is make any terrible financial choices, make any dumb decisions, and fall for things like scammers and people that trying to persuade you or convince you for something that isn't gonna really help you out long term. You get what I'm saying? So how did I manage to turn this little box open inside and I had 10K just flying around? The idea was for me was that I didn't immediately start with 10K. That wasn't the goal. That was the end game goal I built myself. I slowly built a ladder. The first goal was for me to save $1,000, and it may be easy on paper, but the problem is that when you do get paid, you have bills on top of bills on top of emergency. Everyone relies and depends on you. If you're a dude, right? If you're a guy, maybe you live with your parents, maybe you got a wife and kids. Everybody relies on you financially. They're not here here's the thing. Here's the thing that no one's probably not gonna tell you. They're not gonna come. They're always gonna come when you're least expecting. You are basically their front line of defense. Anything goes wrong, the first person they will go to, no matter what, is always going to be the person who has a lot of money. Obviously, if you are a male, you can make a lot of money versus a female. That's just now. Hold on. Before you get to pitchforks, before you start all that, I'm just stating the facts. I'm just out here just stating the facts, nothing more, and it's true. Not trying to sound sexist, not trying to offend anybody, not trying to do any of that. I'm just trying to state the facts. So you guys, so everybody can understand that when it comes down to life itself, that's just how it is. But obviously, we do live in times that that females are favored more than men in every scenario. So that's something that we do have to accept. But that's okay though. That's okay though. There are a lot of benefits of being a guy, anyways. You know what I'm saying? Okay, enough of that though. But back what I was saying, they will come up to you for anything financially. Like let's say someone is injured in the hospital, or car breaks down, or the refrigerator's out, or anything that is that that anything that affects their resource, anything that affects their ability or affects someone, they know they're not going to have that kind of money. That's a starter. Even if they do, how often you think that they will at least will try to come up to you and say, "Hey, it's always going to be that one person in the family that they going to expect. They expect it, and they just it's weirdly like they expect you to have a lot of money. They expect you to save, but no one is not teaching you. No one's not teaching you why or or why we're saving the money and what is going to be the benefit of it. So if you're just starting out, of course, I recommend, of course, if you're not someone who doesn't really spend your money a lot, if you're not someone that isn't depending on cash, if you're really smart about it, if you're not really into gaming or anything like that, if you're not like someone who isn't going to screw their life over some silliness or silly nonsense, then of course having a savings account is ideal. Treat your checkings account as like if you got money to pay with your car for something that you can actually buy for. And treat that savings account as something that you put money inside and you leave it there. You don't touch it. It doesn't have to be half of your paycheck or the 80/20 rule or anything like that. It could be as low as $5. You know what I mean? I won't say $1, but $10, $20, 50. You know what I'm saying? Start small and gradually work your way up as you make more money or as you build up over time. Because if you stay in your lane, nothing happens if you stay in your lane. Another thing you could do, you could buy one of these boxes. I know you could probably buy one less than $10, probably less than $20 on Amazon. I got this one, and this one right here, yeah, I remember when I first set this up, I accidentally, I don't know, it's not really wood. It's like it's wood, but it's not like wood. You know what I'm saying? But enough with the interior of the box, right? When I first started, I had these slots where I'm able to take out the slots and insert it into the box. I started out with 1K and I gradually built my way up to 3K, 5K, and eventually 10K. I'm not fully there yet in the 10K mark, but I want to say I'm almost there. I'm almost there, but this is definitely going to benefit me because I know by taking out a small amount or even however what I can. Now, you don't have to always, like for example, let's say here you got 500. If you know you can't take out 500, don't take out 500. Just try to take out what you can and just put it inside there until you reach it. And then after that, move on to another number. Or pick a smaller number and do that. Or this is what I use. This is what I do sometimes. I just I will I will target the big numbers and the small numbers at the same time. Let's say for example, if it's 500, I bet. So I will take out $10 and I'll take out another 10, or I'll take out 110 or 200. You know what I'm saying? As well until I reach to that goal. You don't always have to start off big. You can always start out small. However, you're more comfortable with. Don't force yourself to take out something that you're not that you know you may need it for. Understand that if you are living with family, right? If you're living with family, mom, pop, mom, dad, brother, sister, they're always going to come to you, especially if you're the oldest son. You don't even have to be the oldest son. If you're just there and you're over the age of 18, like me, and you work, note they will, and I mean it, they will always come. They will always ask you as well. Just remember, man, it's not because they don't want your money. It's not because you know what I'm saying as well. And don't always think that like, oh, they always come for me, this and that, man. It's think of it like think of it like you're giving back to them for the things that they did to you. Remember, you came to this world, you grew up, they did their role in the earlier portion. They fed you, they changed your diapers, they raised you, and they changed you. Sorry about that. Um, don't mind that. Someone was trying to do something. I'm just trying to brush them off. They shouldn't even. All right, I might have to edit that out. All right, I might have to edit that portion out. Like I had too many people trying to come into my room. Um, but it's cool. It's cool. But that's pretty much it on that as well. Saving overall is definitely going to be a long, hard struggle, and a long, hard struggle. Yeah, it's going to be very, very long, but you gotta have patience. You need patience. And when the time comes, when you need it yourself, when you reach your end game, when you finally reach the 10K, the 1K, the 3K, you know what I'm saying? No matter if you put it in your bank account, no matter if you put it away somewhere, no matter no matter what. Always set a goal for yourself. That goal could be, for example, you want to use it to go on a vacation, or you're using it for financial needs. You want to give it back to your parents or something like that. Or maybe it's just for yourself because you just like money. However you see is fit. You know what I'm saying? And you don't, you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much how I would see it personally. You don't have to force yourself. You don't you don't have to force yourself to financially put yourself in burdens like that. I'm not gonna no no no. It would no. I was about to say something completely just threw off my it almost threw my thoughts. But I wouldn't want to put you in such a burden as well. I'm only really just here just giving some advices that what I've learned and what I've done over the years too. I feel like this is definitely one of the more key one. If you have anywhere to keep it, somewhere secured, you know what I'm saying as well, then I'll say go for it. Because anything could really happen at this point, and you want to prepare yourself for the worst, no matter how much it may be. Just remember, man. Just remember. Just use your common sense. Always think with your mind. Remember, critical thinking. Think with your mind, and think with your mind, not with your mouth. That's about it. Yeah, think with your mind, but not with your mouth. See with your eyes, listen through your ears, you touch and feel, but you also have like reactions and stuff. But I think that's like the seven senses. I believe are like our seven senses from our brain. But other than that, though, this has gone on 16 minutes. Yeah, that's long enough for me. This is long enough. This is definitely is long enough for me personally. Really long. But I'll cut it here, of course. If you got any questions, I guess you could leave a comment, maybe. But as far as that goes, man, you know what I'm saying, ma'am or woman, not too sure if anyone, not too sure. But of course, have a positive mind, critical thinking, question everything, have your curiosity, never forget your humanity. Of course, for you it could be a Bible, but for me it's a Quran. Remember, man, don't forget to journal, reflect, right? And also, keep yourself fit. I know you've been lacking on push-ups too. Yeah, I'm talking to you. 10 push-ups. Yeah, think I forgot about that. Remember, the grind don't stop until we stop. See ya.